Hey, it is 12:15. It's Wednesday. This is the Moms Mentoring Circle Facebook page, and I'm here, Deborah Porter, eager to support you with your role as mom. Want to help you and support you in getting some systems in place so that you are not only doing the things that need to be done at home and accomplishing those tasks, but also setting aside the time to tend to yourself and the things that matter even beyond the household, beyond the children. So we want to help you to get clarity. We want to help you to be able to be aware of what needs to be done, but not hyper focused on it, but able to then also go after their own things and your own goals and dreams and desires and the wonderful things that you were created to do. So thanks for coming into the room. I am excited to be here. We have had a busy and eventful February in our household. And so I just share with you a couple of things that I learned this month, a couple of things that were kind of on the forefront of my mind as a result of the things that we've experienced. This is going to be really short. I have one point to make, one question to ask, and one lesson to pass on. And so I really want to start with the question. The question is, what are you waiting for? That's the question. What are you waiting for? Listen, this February, the Porter household has seen some amazing highs and some devastating lows. At the top of the month, you all will remember my daughter got married to a wonderful young man that we adore. And it was an incredible celebration with family and friends. That was at the top of the month. Here at the bottom of the month, we had the death of my mother-in-law, which was devastating, even though she had been ill. You know, she's very strong and she managed to push through each time. And so just in this 1 month, our family has experienced amazing highs with the wedding and incredible lows with the passing of my mother-in-law. Hey, Stephanie, how are you? Stephanie, this is going to be quick, but I've learned some things this month, sister. And I want to just pass a couple of things along. I'm starting with a question. I have one question, one point to make, and one lesson to pass on. And the question is, what are you waiting for? The point that I want to make, I'm going to start with the one point. The point is, your life comes at us really fast. It comes at us really fast. We don't know what is waiting for us in our near future or in our distant future. We have no way of knowing, right? Because it comes at us so fast. And so that point is going to lead me now to the one question that I have, which is, what are you waiting for? You know, the life of my mother-in-law, she just passed at 75 years old. And, you know, she did so much, right? She was a single mom for some of those years. She was accomplished in her career. She was an amazing mother, an amazing friend. She then got remarried. She was an amazing wife. She accomplished so much and was so good at so much that for me, the question, what are you waiting for? Some of us as moms are putting things off, right? We'll make comments like, Stephanie says, so sorry to hear about your mother-in-law. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Life well lived. I learned a lot from her in her living and also in her passing. But, you know, as I think about the question, what are you waiting for? As moms, we are really famous for putting things on hold. And when I say putting things on hold, I mean putting our things on hold, right? So we'll say things like, when the kids go to school full time, then I will, I don't know, start my business. Or when the kids head to high school, that's when I'll start exercising and eating right, right? Because they don't want to eat the stuff that I'm going to want to eat to, you know, be healthy. And well, they need to be healthy too, right? Or we'll say things like, when my kids head off to college, that's when my life is going to begin. That's when I'm going to start living. Listen, you don't know what is waiting in your near or distant future. You don't know what's waiting for you 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the line. There's no way for us to know. And so the idea that we could say, well, in 5 years, I'm going to do this. Well, maybe, maybe things will be exactly the same. The kids will leave and you'll have the exact same amount of time and you'll be able to do that. Maybe. But here's the thing that I learned, probably not. Probably not. We didn't realize at the top of this month when we were celebrating my daughter's wedding that at the bottom of the month, we'd be planning a funeral for my mother-in-law. We had no way of knowing that. No way at all. Stephanie says, that's me putting my life on hold. Yeah, we gotta talk about that today. We've got to talk about that today because my heart hurts over that as moms that we do that because here's what happens and here's the lesson, right? I said I had one point to make, one question to ask, and one lesson to pass on. The point was life comes at us fast and we don't know what is waiting for us in our near future or in our distant future. There's no way for us to know. The question is, what are you waiting for? Because as moms, we tend to put our life, our things on hold. The lesson in it is this, and this is important. Please really hear me on this. The lesson is this. When we compromise one area of our life over and over and over again, that area begins to weaken. And I want you to think about it and think about it in this way. Have you ever seen one of those guys that goes to the gym, super, lifting heavy weights, right? Buff up top, big muscles, big shoulders, broad chest, but they have like these little twig legs, right? So they're focusing here, they're neglecting their legs, and so they've got this great development up top, and they've got nothing going on the legs because they've not focused on that area. That's what I want us to begin to think about and how I want us to begin to see what happens in our own lives as we focus, hypersensitive on being a great mom, just reading the books, reading and writing the blogs, just signing up for all the stuff, just doing it all, right? What about the wife in you? When's the last time you had a date night with your husband? I'm gonna sip some tea on that one and just let that sit for a minute. When's the last time you called up a couple of your girlfriends? When's the last time you put on the calendar, these 2 or 3 days, I'm going away? Me, I, by myself. Moms don't even use the word me and I often, hardly ever. When's the last time you did that? Here's the thing, we get hyper focused on a thing that we do, mothering. These other areas begin to get compromised. And what happens, seriously, hear me, what happens when you compromise an area over and over and over again, it becomes easier to do it. And it becomes the norm. And it's compounded, right? So I'm going to wait 4 or 5 years before I start focusing on me so I can dive in and focus on my kids. There's no guarantee that you will then come out of that sensitive to then be able to focus on yourself because it's been compromised and it's been sacrificed for so long. Stephanie says, that's me putting my life on hold. You are so right. Hey, Rhonda. Debbie Murr. Hey, Debbie, how are you? So here's the thing. Here's really what I'm trying to get at. When you compromise an area, right? Think about the big muscular guy I was just talking about, right? He is working his upper body, 3, 4, 5 times a week in the gym, completely neglecting his legs. Great upper body strength. Nothing happening below the waist, right? No strength in the legs. And I think as moms, we do that, right? We're super mom. We got it down. Upper body, mom, we got it. Everything we need to do, everything, we're in it. But there are so many other parts of us that we have now compromised and allowed to weaken and sacrificed. And then we've allowed those things, then it's compounded because it's now 1 year. Now we're 3 years in. Now we're 5 years in. I'm still compromising myself. I'm still compromising my self-care, my me time, my date nights, and the importance of connecting with my husband. Why? Because I'm running to every single activity that my kid wants to do every single night of the week. Look, I'm going there. I'm going there because I learned something from my mother-in-law. I learned something from her in her living and in her passing. Stop putting yourself on hold. Stop putting your dreams on hold, right? We've got these beautiful vision boards we made in January. No action steps on how to make it happen. Beautiful. Like one of the pictures we used to put on our refrigerators that the kids made. Beautiful. All kinds of wonderful goals and stuff on there. What's the steps to get you there? What action? What's on your calendar? What's on your phone today? I'm just going to say today. What is it? Wednesday, the 26th. What's on your calendar today that you're doing for you? Y'all, we got to get real about this. We got to get real about this. There is almost a martyr atmosphere among moms that I'm just going to wait and dive into this for my kids and then I'll focus on myself. No, you won't. And here's why. You don't know what's waiting for you in your near or distant future. You don't know what responsibilities and changes in the dynamics of your family members. You don't know. So you are alive now. You do have the time now. I know you think you don't. You do have the time now. Here's what am I doing with the time that I have? I told y'all when I started this, I had one point to make, one question to ask, and one lesson to pass on. Hey, Chatone, how are you? Hey, Rhonda Anderson, how are you? So, one point to make, one question to ask, one lesson to pass on. The point, life comes at us fast, y'all. You don't know what's in your near future or your distant future. There's no way to know. That's the one point. The one question, what are you waiting for as moms? Well, when the kids head to wherever your kids go, when I stop homeschooling and they go to school, then I'm going to start my business. When they head to college, I'm going to start eating right because they're not going to want to eat the stuff I want to eat. Guess what? When they're hungry, they'll eat. And what better way to send your child off into college and into their future with great eating habits? Well, when they leave, I'll start exercising. Why? You're alive now. You're breathing now. You have the time now. Now, you may need some assistance and some support with how you're using your time. And you may need some accountability to keep you at the top of that list. You are no good to anybody else if you are broke down, busted, and disgusted. You're of no help to anyone else. How do you know that 5 years from now, when your kids leave, all things are going to be the same in your life and in the lives of your family members, and there's not going to be another pull on you? You don't. You don't. How is it that we will read books, read blogs, write blogs, all on being a mom, and it's been a month and we've not had a date night with our husband? I'm just saying, right? Remember the exercise guy, buff up top, muscles popping, got it all going on up here, legs like a chicken because completely neglected. We don't want to be that out of balance woman where we are this amazing mom, but we have neglected the wife in us. We've neglected the friend in us. We've neglected ourselves and our time for ourselves, but we're this amazing mom, right? There is a wholeness to us. And there was a wholeness to my mother-in-law that I learned. And she killed it. She nailed it. And so here's what I want to leave you with. Life comes at us fast. What are you waiting for? Look, you can love Jesus and have a therapist all at the same time. One does not cancel out the other. You can be a great mom and hire a mom coach or a mentor to support you. One doesn't cancel out the other. It's not like you're saying, I'm not a great mom if I have to hire somebody to help me. You are a wise woman when you realize I need support here. I'm kind of losing myself in this, right? Here's the thing about being a mom versus being a wife. The role of mom is going to change. I've said this before. Our goal is working ourselves out of a job. The role of wife, friend, taking care of yourself, all of those things remain constant. So if you're focusing and diving into this mom thing with everything that you have, with abandon to everything else, compromising those other things, will you be ready for the change in the role of mom when it comes? Because it's coming. They will not need you the way they need you now. That's a good thing. We want them to want us around, not need us around as adults. And so when you talk about being, loving Jesus and having a therapist, and it doesn't cancel each other out, or being a great mom and hiring a mom coach or mentor or accountability. And I've told you before, your friend can't really be your accountability partner. Your friend wants to be your friend. So to put the extra burden on them, it's like, okay, now you're also my accountability partner. It can strain the relationship. And, the thought about being I want to be an amazing wife. So why do I need somebody to coach me in that? Why do I need support in that? Listen, I've been married 30 years. I have a dear lady that I adore who has been married 50 years. And every month or so, I am hitting her up because I need to do lunch with her because she is far enough ahead of me that on the days I want to, my husband, whom I love, who is amazing, but y'all know what I'm talking about. There are just those days to call on her and to have her say, girl, a week from now, you're not even going to remember this. You're not even going to, this is not worth it. And so I need for us to really begin to think about the wholeness of who we are and not sacrificing, compromising, and then compounding that by just completely neglecting different parts of who we are. The thing that slightly takes your breath away is, what is the thing that you've been wanting to do that gives you butterflies? What's the thing that you know you want to improve in? What is the area? Is it clarity? Do you need some clarity in even your role as a, how does that look like, right? If you're thinking with what I'm talking about, what does that look like? What are you talking about? Stone says, this is so good. Stephanie says, I needed this. Stone says, broke, busted, and just come on now. All been there. Stephanie says, thank you so much for sharing. Samina, hi Samina, amen. I concur, I concur. Great, super great message. Stone says, when I had to hire a house cleaner, it killed me at first. It took 2 years to get over it, and it was my hubby's idea, and I fought it, but I realized later, yeah. Asking for help. Hey Cheryl, how are you? Listen, it is a wise woman who knows when and where she needs support. Outsourcing and insourcing is a no-brainer for me now. It's a no-brainer. I have a lady that comes by and cleans the house all the time. I'm about to send out this laundry once a week. I'm about to add that to the list. But listen, I I I know that there is something in each of you that maybe you've never even shared it with anybody. Something that you know you should be doing. Something that you know you should have been doing by now, right? But I'm a mom, but my kids need, look, carpool. Look, there are so many different ways to get done the things that we're doing, but to still be whole in it. We lead with mom, right? And I'm gonna put, look, I was a stay-at-home mom for 25 years, and I'm gonna pick on us for a minute. Sometimes we do it the most. We lead with mom. We're a stay-at-home mom, we're diving into it. Let me tell you something. Your role as wife or friend or daughter and yourself, that's constant from now until forever. Your role as mom is changing. They will not need you like they need you. And if we put all of our efforts and eggs in that basket, and then that child walks out there and it's like, see y'all, I'm off to college and then my life, it can be devastating. I cannot tell you the amount of moms that I've talked to that are devastated when their children leave and they're in college and it's their first semester and a week goes by and they haven't heard from their baby. And 2 weeks go by and they send a text or a call and there's no return. Listen, they're off living their best life. But because we've compromised and sacrificed ours, we don't even know where to find that now. So, one point, one question, one lesson. The point, life's coming at you. You don't know what's waiting for you up ahead. Question, so what are you waiting for? You're alive, breathing, and have the time now. Yes, you do. You have the time now. I guarantee you. Let's spend some time talking, some time looking through that and finding it and making it happen. And I've said this before, I'm not even going to use the word finding. Time is not laying around waiting to be found. You have found. You have to make the time. So tell me, what is on your agenda for yourself today? What are you doing for you today? Not attached to anybody and anything else. Okay, not today. What's on your agenda for yourself this week? I'll wait. Somebody put up here and tell, I'm going to take a sip of my tea. Somebody put up here and tell me what's on their calendar that they're doing this week. Y'all, we can be a great mom without leading with it. Listen, my mother-in-law was humble in all that she accomplished. She didn't lead with it. She was an amazing mother. She was an amazing employee. Her One of her former bosses came and says her work was excellent, always. Look, one point, one question, one comment. Life's coming at you fast. What are you waiting for? Stop compromising yourself. Don't be a guy in the gym that's buff on top and has chicken legs. Listen, we can be well rounded in our efforts as a person. Do our kids great to see us whole, all of what we are, all our magnificence, all our greatness. It would be amazing to have your children sitting in an audience supporting and cheering you on. Are we not always there to support them? Why aren't you doing the thing you want to do that would have your family show up and support you? Why? Why? What are you waiting for? Listen, I'm about to wrap this up. My daughter's still in town. We're about to go grab some lunch. Let's get to loving people. Let's get to loving life. And let's get to doing what we were created to do. Yes, we're mothers. Amazing. Best job, most amazing job in the world. I'm a mother. It's a thing I do. It's not the only thing I do. God's called me to do some other things as well. I am a wife of 30 years. I want to be a wife for another 30 years. So therefore, I'm not putting my kids in between my husband and I. I'm not putting my kids above my husband and I. I'm not. There are certain things, yeah, you can't do that because no one's going to be around to get you there because dad and I are going to be away for the weekend. Or maybe your grandmother can take you. Maybe your babysitter, look, it all doesn't have to be you. You don't have to keep sacrificing. Let's drop the martyr. Let's drop, I'm going to just wait and live my life when they leave. How do you know that? You don't know what's waiting for you. You don't know who's going to need you and in what way. Listen, send me a message. If this made sense for you, but you don't even know how it looks, if this is ringing true for you, but you're trying to figure out what does that look like? How do I do that? Let's chat. Send me a message right here. You can send me a message, just right here on Facebook. You can put your email. You can put your question right here in the comment. I'm here to support. Chatone says, it's so funny. You were on my list while I'm doing my nails and then spending time in Bible reading while my kids are at music lessons that I did not drive to. Hello. That's what I'm talking about. Stephanie, I actually put your lives on my calendar. It's something I'm doing for me. I even told my hubby I had to call him back so I could. I love it. I love it. Chatone, tell Stephanie, I know that's right. Because we are dating regularly and it's been there, done that. I remember being in that season in my life where I'm reading all the books on mothering and this and disciplining properly and helping them study and doing this. And I just had this still small voice ask me, you know you're a wife, right? You might want to find you a book or two on being a wife. You might want to find you a blog or two on strengthening your marriage. Like, let's not get off kilter. Let's not get out of balance. Make the priority. Years. Hey, Rochelle, you're gonna need to watch this one, girl. This is a good one. My kids' husband has told our kids for years, God added you to the family. Your mother and I were a family when we got married. You didn't make us a family. God added you to the family. I'm like, oh, okay, bruh. You know the old saying when people are like, I can make more of you, right? If I want another one, I can make another one of you. So don't get it twisted. But seriously, I learned a lot from my mother-in-law in her living and in her passing. She was amazing, period. Not just an amazing mom, not just an amazing friend. She was amazing. And to hear people speak of her, to hear my husband speak of her, we got to do better, y'all. We got to do better. One point, one question, one lesson. One point, life is coming at us fast. The question, what are you waiting for? The lesson, stop compromising and sacrificing yourself. It compounds over time. And when the moment comes that you said you were waiting for to then focus on you or to do that thing, it's become such a norm for you not to do it. And because you don't know what's waiting for you in your near or distant future, it may not be able to happen in the want. You're breathing and alive now. Let's live life now. Let's do it. Send me a message. Love to talk to you. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, everybody.